Watch Dogs Legion. I'll admit I never played Watch Dogs and dove straight into Watch Dogs 2, which fast became one of my favourite games of 2016. So when they announced Watch Dogs Legion, I was beyond excited to get my hands on it.
Oh my god. Listen up. Get all your units to move in and lock down the city.
This game has to be one of the most adventurous titles of the current generation, taking the usual third-person, story-driven shooter-adventure and throwing in a real twist. You can play as anyone. Ubisoft has stated you can play as literally anyone you see in this massively open-world, futuristic London.
Look around. Hipsters, punks, football fans, construction workers, paramedics, annoying tourists, grandparents. What do they all have in common? Any one of them could become your next playable hero and help you save the city.
The selection of NPCs which aren't really NPCs you can recruit and play as range from an MI6 agent all the way to a hunched over old lady, each of which will have their own particular personalities, abilities, tech, and weaponry they can call upon. In one of the more recent gameplay videos, you can play as a builder archetype and use a nail gun. Yes, a nail gun as a ranged weapon. I have always taken all the promises this game makes with a pinch of salt, as it must be insanely difficult to code and maintain the ability to play as anyone in an organic manner during the duration of the game. However, the recent gameplay showcases have me closer and closer to believing Ubisoft may truly have pulled this off. To say I'm excited for this game is an understatement.
Well, if you feel you must.
Dark Pictures anthology, Little Hope. Until Dawn is hands down one of my favourite horror games, and when Supermassive Games announced the Dark Pictures anthology, I was on the edge of my seat waiting for the first instalment. Man of Medan was a fantastic game, despite the odd misgiving here and there, and has me beyond excited for more from this anthology series.
The way this fog just appears, it's not natural.
It won't be long now until we get our hands on Little Hope, the next installment. Little Hope follows 4 students and a teacher after their bus crashes in a creepy town miles from anywhere.
What the hell is this thing?
A warning, perhaps. Get off of me! What more proof is needed that the devil walks among us in Little Hope?
Supernatural horrors follow, and hopefully we get the same choice and consequence mechanics of the previous game.
My God, what do we do?
What the hell is that?
Get the hell out of there!
What's really exciting about this game specifically is that Will Poulter plays the main, if not one, of the main characters. Similar to Until Dawn, characters based on and played by big stars always bring excitement and a high level of acting to the game and story.
She is the one in league with the devil.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Assassin's Creed has had an interesting few years with a break before releasing Origins and Odyssey, both of which I threw many hours into and explored as much as I could. The next game, based in England in the era of Vikings, lets you become Eivor, a Viking raider and warrior who leads Norway to conquer England and its people. First things first, when Odyssey introduced the option to play as either brother or sister, I was so happy. Giving the player the choice is incredible, and giving me the option to play as a badass woman, even better. So yes, I will be playing as female Eivor.
Always.
Eivor, Sigurd, I give you England.
I think this game could be the perfect example of why people no longer play Assassin's Creed games for the franchise, but rather for the massive RPG set in a historical setting that explores what the worlds were like and their mythology. Lead raids, ruthlessly bludgeon enemies, grow your settlement and take part in traditional Viking activities like hunting, drinking games and flighting, a kind of Viking rap battle.
These lands bring our people hope. I will do whatever it takes to make England our home.
Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk was all I needed to hear before I was fully on board all those years ago. Now, in 2020, we are finally getting our hands on this beast of a sci-fi adventure shooter.
Our pride. And as always, your business is my business.
And this is your World News Update.
You play as V, a mercenary in Night City on the hunt for a very prized implant. From all the gameplay and combat we've seen, playing as V looks like it'll be one of the most rewarding first-person shooters ever. A vast open world with plenty to explore and so much adventure, I'm beyond excited to sink hour after hour exploring Night City and discovering everything it has to offer. Another exciting aspect of this game is the promise of high customizability, with the player being able to customize the skill set, playstyle, and cyberware. The latter is probably the most exciting, and after seeing the level of detail in the NPCs that have cyberware, I'm hoping we get to drastically customize the way V looks with his cyberware alone.
Won't let you win. On your own, you're fucked.
Immortals Phoenix Rising. When this was originally announced as Gods and Monsters, I was very excited by the concept of this game, and after the initial reveal, this game kind of vanished and has only recently come back with a complete revamp, name and all. So we've lost that simple, catchy and fantastic title to Immortals Phoenix Rising, which sounds like a mobile game chock full of microtransactions and terrible dialogue. Hopefully that's not what we'll be getting, but time will tell. Now, despite all that pessimism, I'm still looking forward to this game, if not more bitterly. You play as Phoenix, a winged demigod on a mission to save the gods by taking on mythological beasts and solving puzzles along the way. The new gameplay looks like it could be a lot of fun, with big boss fights and lots of puzzles, upgrades and so on. My only worry from the new gameplay is that it looks insanely cluttered, with the UI reminiscent of a noughties PC game or a current mobile game. Here's to hoping the UI is customizable, but I'm highly doubting it. The reason I'm actually really looking forward to this game still is the fact that it's being released on the Nintendo Switch. Its art style is very reminiscent of Breath of the Wild, and whilst I don't think I want to play this game on the PS4 or PS5, I'll definitely want to give it a shot on the Switch. Thank you for listening, guys, and if you go over to iChowgames.com, you can read the full article of the top upcoming AAA games in 2020.